Hello. Oh, welcome in, everybody. Hopefully, everybody is doing well. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it very much. Hopefully, everybody is doing amazing. Y'all have an awesome afternoon. Hope everybody had a blessed Christmas as well. And we are ready. We are live. Let's make sure that I get myself shared out here right quick. Again, thank you to Miss Wendy for hosting this event and for having me. I really appreciate it. And today we're actually coming with a theme that was brought to us by Miss Brenda, and it is fairies, and we have to use twine. Thank you, Miss Michelle. I appreciate you so much. Hello there, Miss Mary and Miss Wendy. Thank you for all the sprinkles. I appreciate it. I am making sure that I'm where I need to be as well, because, you know, sometimes we forget. I was like, oh, I'm on time. I have 5 minutes. And then I got la-di-da-di-da-di. And yeah, then I was late. Doesn't that always happen though? Okay. I'm trying to get better about making sure that I get myself on the Telegram so people know that I'm live. So, alright. But let's get started. Let's see what everybody is up to. And we just had Miss Liz on before, so hopefully you saw her and you saw her beautiful item that she was making, the really cute fairy, the hanging fairy. It was just so cute. I don't think my item's gonna be that cute, but we're gonna roll with it and we'll see how it goes. Okay? We shall see how it goes. Alright, I'm gonna bring you guys over here so you can see what it is that I have on my desk. Alright, so I did do some quick printouts, and we're going to actually be making a little journal, so hopefully that'll be something cute and it'll come out really nice. I did bring my little Tinkerbell because I was like, oh, maybe I'll make something with her. I'm not sure. I do have some twine twig, you know, thing there. And then I have these, and I thought these cards would work out perfectly well because they are some nice beautiful colors, which remind me of fairies. Okay. Alright. And so there are like the stationery paper, and we'll probably use some of that. I'm not sure just yet. And then we have the actual card part, which I'm hoping that my printables will fit on it. So we shall see. We shall see, because if not, I might have to pivot. So I'm going to start by trimming my printables down. And do not ask me where I found these, because I do not remember. I just have them in my overabundance of downloads. Which, oh, and I cut that wrong. That's what I get for talking. Well, we shall see how that works. So we are going to turn these into a little journal. That is what I am hoping that we accomplish today. And I'm going to try to take off some of some of the white without destroying my printables, if possible. That is really odd. I don't know. I was trying to watch you from my personal page, and I know you were having some, it seemed like you were having some issues, Miss Liz, but then again, I don't know. It could have been me having issues. I'm not sure. They could be doing some wonky update again. Seems like every time they try to do some kind of update, it messes with stuff. So I'm not quite sure. We're going to try to take some of this off here. As much of this white as possible. I said I try not to. I usually don't watch on my business page, I'll be 100% honest. Because I don't want to have issues for sharing you guys' out. And usually if you share people out, oh yeah, usually if you share people out too many times from your business page, then you can have issues, and I definitely don't want to have problems. So I normally just use my personal page, and I know many times I'll come on and y'all be like, come on your regular, come on your business page, but that's why. It's because I want to be able to share you all out and not have, problems. Okay, so let's see if these are going to fit. I honestly thought the envelopes were going to be larger, and we might have to trim these completely down. So, for them to fit. Yeah, anytime you get like phone calls or anything like that, it tends to mess with the live, which is one of the reasons why they always suggest you try to mute your phone, but there's stuff that's going to come through regardless. Like if you have people that are like on your emergency contact, like your family, and they call you, it's going to come through, even if you have it on a do not disturb. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna try maybe doing more on YouTube this upcoming year. It just seems like Facebook be getting more and more complicated and giving more and more issues. So thank you for sprinkling me out, Miss Tracy. I appreciate you, dear. Oh, you forgot to do the do not disturb. That's the one nice thing about coming live on my computer, is I don't have to worry about things like that. It's just making sure that my computer's gonna act right. That's been the bigger issue, and we're trying things out, so I need all the feedback I can get from y'all. Because hubby keeps on like, have you gone live? Have you tried this? Have you done that? No, I have not. No, I have not. I have not tried that, or I did not do that. So, hey, Miss Glenna, how are you, friend? Hey, I hope everybody had a beautiful and blessed Christmas. I had an awesome Christmas. I got to spend it with all 3 of the kiddos, and that is a blessing, because as these kids grow up, get into their own little worlds and do things, they have their own lives and stuff. So I'm very blessed I was able to spend it with all 3 of them. especially because we don't know what the future will hold for the next 3 years that my son will be over in Japan. So aw, I know it's always hard. It's always hard when you have to say goodbye. Like I said, I just feel very blessed that I was able to be with all 3 of them this year. That was my biggest present. We'll see what this upcoming year has in store. Hopefully it'll be a good year for everybody. So we shall see. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, like I said, we're trying to figure out what'll work best. And because he just put in the computer, and we're trying to figure out if the setting's gonna be the right one or not. Okay, so I'm gonna take a few of these envelopes. And we'll go ahead and grab a few different colors. And then what we're going to do is we're actually going to start building a little journal from them. Okay, and you can cut off the flaps if you want, but you don't have to. You can keep them as is. I'm actually going to use the flaps to attach and glue and all of the things. So it's going to be kind of a little fold out is what we're going to be making with this, okay? We're going to be folding here. Yes, hopefully you have safe travels coming home, my friend. That is the biggest thing. Be careful on those roads. There's still lots of holiday traffic to deal with, because you know so many people are traveling home, having to get back to reality. Alright, so I am going to attach this outer flap right here. And I am going to use, I forgot to add, but I want to add some glue on top of the tape just to make sure that it's going to hold. That's why I was pulling it off, y'all. If you guys were wondering what I was doing. It's because I do want to still add some glue. Foggy, ooh. Well, be careful, because you know that's definitely not fun to drive in. To go home before you go live. I hope so too, sweetie. We would love to be able to have you. But the biggest and most important thing is for you to drive safe, okay? And get home safely. That's the most important thing, okay? So, and then this flap we're going to put it going inside, okay? Like I said, you could cut it off and then just glue there if you want to. That's completely up to you. You could also go this way and put the flap. It's that part, honestly, it's really whatever you choose to do. So I'm gonna go inside with it. So I'm going to go like that with it. And because I'm going inside, yeah, fog is the worst. Fog is, it's very dangerous. It really cuts down visibility, which is, you know, the worst part. I know, we have a mountain in Costa Rica that is notorious for its fog, and it's actually gets quite dangerous. So like, you'll have people who won't drive past a certain hour because of the fog. They would rather, you know, wait it out. And sometimes it gets so bad that even the truck drivers will wait, because the road it's going up a mountain hill, and it's called Cerro de la Muerte, which it means mountain range of death, and it's got that name for a reason, because the road is very narrow and it's always foggy, and sometimes gets really, really bad to see. So there's people who will not drive that at night, and I can't blame them. Okay, so this is what I have so far. Okay, very simple, nothing too complex. Okay, and so I have pocket, pocket, pocket. We have open spots out there. Okay, but I'm also going to give myself an additional flap on the inside. Alright, so we're actually going to add these in. And we're going to do the same like we did before, but we're just going to glue the one, okay? So we're going to do that one. Hey, what's up, Marsha? How you doing, sweetie? You are up next. I am excited to see what you will be doing. I'm using these nice bright colors for my envelopes. They're also the same bright colors that I have on my printables for my fairies. So that's super fun. Yeah, and see, that's the thing about it. It is bad. Like, and it is very scary. Very, very scary for sure. And I'm sorry about that, my friend, Miss Michelle. Because losing a family member is never easy, and especially for something like that. I remember we had gone to the beach out in that area, and we had to go through that mountain range, and my dad, who's a really good driver and also, you know, wouldn't spend money if didn't need to, but he much rather paid for us to spend the night in a hotel and leave early in the morning than get caught halfway through that mountain range, because you knew it's not good. Oh, I know, right? They're so fun. They're so bright and colorful, and honestly, we needed to bring in some bright and colorful, because we've had lots of a lot of, you know, Christmas stuff, and I'm sorry, but I'm ready for spring, y'all. I'm ready for the spring. I'm ready for all of this stuff. Don't get me wrong, right now it is nice and warm over here. I don't know about where everybody else is, but we had a warm Christmas. I mean, tropical style warm Christmas here in Georgia. I'm not fussing. I'm just stating a fact. Not fussing at all, but just stating a fact. We had a very, very warm Christmas. So, okay. Oh, I know. I'm sure. I think we all are. I think we are all ready for some spring. So I'm kind of calling in my spring vibes with my colors today, right? Okay, so we used our envelopes and made this flip out journal. Okay, now we're going to use the images, and we're going where I have a full page, we're going to cover with an image. The other ones that are open for pockets, we'll do something else with. Okay, now the question is, which of all of these cuties do I want to use? So I'm going to start with my very first page, which is going to be the pink one. And I think for her, we're going to do this one right here. So I'm going to cut this one out because I actually do need to trim it down. Oh, she's in Arizona. Wow. Well, that was good that you got to FaceTime her, you know? It is actually really cool, the technology that we have that allows us to do that, because, I mean, I got to FaceTime with my family who's overseas, so, you know, of course, here was bright daylight, and for them, it was dark, but that's all good. Okay, I'm actually going to deco some of my edges here. And I'm just using a pair of these scissors. If you have a like a cutting that does it, do it. If you want to use a tearing ruler, use that. Use whatever you would like. Jeepers, I went from freezing to now I'm burning up in this room. I gotta tell hubby. He was saying he was going to have to wait till he could turn on the AC to charge it. I'm going to have to tell him, no, you need to go ahead and do that now because I'm burning up. So, and no, I don't expect this to be perfect, and I'm fine with it not being perfect. And so we're going to put her up in the front area. Hi, Mom. My mom sent me a little video clip of my niece singing. She looks so adorable. She was doing karaoke, her style. I think she got like one of those little microphone things for Christmas. My mom said that she reminds her of me. I'm like, I still sing. I still sing. I love to sing. You know, music is definitely a big thing. We love to sing in this household. We may not be on key, but we love to sing. Alright, so again, these ones are the pockets, so we're going to bypass that. We're going to come over here, and we're going to find our next image. And I think I want to add this cutie patootie right here. Hey, Miss Bonnie, welcome in. Thank you for joining me today in our event. It is fairies, and we do have to incorporate string, so I will be incorporating some string here in a little bit. It might not be the twine that I have there. I might be doing something else. Y'all just stay tuned to see what I do with my addition of string. This theme was was suggested by Miss Brenda, so that's a fun theme to have. Oh, that's awesome. So you got you some sleep, huh? That's a good thing, my friend. I'm glad. I sometimes use my CPAP. Not all the time. You need more of those? I have a whole bunch that I need to get rid of. Like, I have mine, but I have, like, doubles. So. Don't be in my D-stash. So, I love this little green fairy right here. I think she's adorable. I love her little hat. She's so cute. Okay, now we have this one over here, and I love her with all of her beautiful bright colors. So we're gonna add her in here. Oh, that's wonderful. I'm glad that you're doing good with your CPAP, my friend. I'm glad that they finally got you on it. I'm glad that they got you on it, and for me, the biggest thing is I forget to put it on. That's my biggest problem. I do better when I travel, though. But here at the house, I forget to put it on so many nights. And I know I should. So, well, then again, there's a lot of stuff I know I should be doing. Actually, I think I'm going to put her on the outside. Let's add this other one with the same style type hat as the other one. I'm going to put him on the inside. Put her on the inside. Put her on the inside. Yeah, I do. Yeah, there's lots of things that I know that I should be doing. And maybe I'll do better this upcoming year. But, you know, if I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. Biggest thing is live life, enjoy it. Because we only have one life to live. And that's the way I see it. I only got one life. And before we know it, it's gone. So, hopefully everybody has had a good restful vacation time. I know some people were able to be off from work. Others have had to, you know, work through some of the holidays, and I'm very grateful for those of you who have, because that's a lot of our first responders. And we'll always be very grateful for that. People in the medical field, I know how it goes. Been there, done that one. You felt different right away? That is awesome, my friend. That is so good. That means that you're getting the oxygen you need. See, my biggest thing is I don't feel no different. So, and they tell me, oh, it's because you don't use it all the time. And then when I was doing it religiously, still didn't feel no difference. So I'm like, whatever. I'm a hard case. What can I tell you? Okay, so we got that one. Alright, here. Let's put her in here. You know, I'm just hard-headed. I hate it. Hey there, Miss Patty. How are you, dear? I hated my CPAP. I only wore it so my husband... Oh! Okay, yeah. Now, my husband, he didn't care about it. His thing was, he was like, it just scared him that it'd be like I'd be holding my breath. And then I'd jolt and take a deep breath. So he was, more than anything, he was scared about that. You know, he said that at times I would keep him up because he'd be worried. So that was more than anything. But I was like, it's like, he's like, no, I don't care about your snoring. I was like, good, because you snore too. We all do. He snores when he's really, really tired from work. So, alright, and then I do want to put one here on the back, even though it is the back. And I think this one where she's kind of turned to the back is really cute. Or we could put a blank one. Trying to... Yeah, let's put the blank one. I think I like the blank one for the back. When he would jolt and inhale, it was so loud it would wake me up down the hall. Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes if I'm snoring too loud and like it's during the day and I'm taking a nap, because that's the other thing, they tell you to wear it even if you're napping. But my daughter will come in and be like, Mom, you're snoring, put your CPAP on. Fine. And so I'll be half asleep and I'll put it on for the rest of my nap. But I haven't woken up like that in a good while, so I'm, you know, like where I've jolted myself awake. So I'm pretty happy about that too. You know, when it comes down to us, we were pretty much like, look, we got together old. We're each set in our ways. We just have to love each other the way we are. You know, care about each other and worry that the other one will be alright. But not like we're gonna be up there changing anything. Plus, I learned to sleep with snoring because my dad snored so bad. And he would so many times fall asleep in the living room that and my room was right off of the living room, so I'd be like, I'd come and wake him up and like, Dad, go to bed. Because I can't sleep. The F30. I use, as far as the mask goes, I use the one that just sits on your nose because I'm not a mouth breather. So I did not need the one to cover my mouth. And they tried the one that goes up my nostrils, but my nostrils are so small that it actually was very uncomfortable and would leave my nose red and sore. So I just wear what's called the nose cushion. And that's fine. It works good for me when I do use it. Yeah, I gotta go see, I go see my doctor, when do I go see him again? January for my follow-up. My so many months follow-up. Okay. Now, for the inside parts, Remember I talked about us doing stuff for the inside? I do want to kind of like fussy cut out around where in essentially cover this and then put the rest of it on the inside. Hey there, Miss Teresa, how are you, dear? I hope you're having a wonderful day. So I'm going to change, and let's use a different one for these. Yours is back to what you don't even know what it is. I don't know what mine is either. I don't know the number of the model. I'd have to go look at it, honestly. I don't know. I know what mask I'm supposed to use, but like I said, I haven't used it in no, I mean I have. I do, just not as often as I should. That's just it. I don't use it as often as I should. So, that is wonderful. How was your anniversary, my friend? That's amazing. You guys have been married that long. Congratulations, friend. That's a blessing in itself. Was it 57 years? I think is, if I remember right. I was just like, wow, that's incredible. Okay, so I am going to give myself a little bit of a trace here of where I need to cut. So, and then, like I said, what's left, I'm going to put on the inside. $52. I was close. It's still amazing. Yeah, mine does too. Mine does too. So it goes behind. It goes over my headboard and then to my nightstand. That way I am able to keep it out of my way while I sleep. Because I do toss and turn. So I am very conscious of that. I do toss and turn. Okay, so I traced it and then I cut so that this will sit, and I know that it is obviously inward, but I'm going to come in and I'm going to put this down here, and that's going to sit like that. Okay, that's what we're going to do with it. I know, right? Isn't that awesome? 52 years. When I saw that, I was like, wow. That is amazing. Because you don't hear of that. And it's so lovely when you do. And that's one of them, probably. I know it's supposed to be like super quiet and things like that, which, you know, I've asked my husband and he says that he doesn't notice any difference. He was very surprised when I first got it at how quiet it was, because, you know, he's old school medical, same as myself, so we were used to them being very, very loud and annoying. And that was my biggest concern. I was like, look, I get it, I gotta breathe, but I also want to be able to sleep next to my husband. And they're like, don't worry, the ones nowadays are very quiet compared to what they used to be. And I was like, okay. And yeah, it is. It definitely is quieter. Got the whole little travel case and everything. So every time I travel, I pack her up, take her with me. Like I said, I'm better about using it when I'm traveling than at the house. I will say that. I'm definitely better at using it when I'm traveling. But, hey, at least I still use it. Sometimes. But, you know, I am very happy to hear that it is working for you. That is awesome. Because, I mean, that's anytime you do any type of treatment, you know, that's what you want. You want it to be to work, right? That's the biggest thing. Whatever you do, you want stuff to work, because, you know, that's why I'm always leery about getting on new meds, because I never know if they're going to work. Never know if my body's going to like them or not, or reject them. Because the amount of times I get told, oh, this is really good, and then I try it and it doesn't do anything, or I have a bunch of adverse reactions to stuff. So definitely not what you want, right? Hello there, Moody Cow. Welcome in, friend. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. I hope you had a blessed Christmas. And that I hope everybody's getting ready for the new year. Y'all, it's already gonna be 2026. What the world? Like, where did time go to? Like, seriously, like, what happened? Okay, so you guys see how I did this, right? So I used the same image, and I cut it, so that way, you know, I have part of the image in here instead of having the white. That way it kind of gives me some color. And you could put some lace here if you want to, all that kind of good stuff. I was hoping that where did I put all that? I had some string that I had set to the side for today. Now, where'd it go? I need to do a deep clean of my desk because I have way too much junk, unfinished projects, and stuff on here that I need to clear out. Yeah, I got way too much stuff I need to clear. And I'm definitely going to be doing that because I want to start the year with a fresh, clean desk, even though it might only last me like 2 days. But, you know, it's better than not, right? Now that's embellishments. Ooh, happy early birthday! Well, that's awesome. Hey, what a way to start the year off, right? Cool. Well, I hope you have plans for the big day. Where did my string go to? Well, guess we're just gonna take some of this one then, because we do have to incorporate string somewhere. So I guess I'm gonna incorporate my string right here. I actually had like some strands of string that I was going to use in different colors. You stuck again. I don't have a long enough pin for this thing, so it only goes so far. I think all I'm doing is pushing whatever it is down, and then after a while it comes back up again. At least that's what it feels like. clean that. That's why you guys see me going back and forth with the different bottles, is because I'm trying to use one, but alright, now this to itself is too thick. So I'm actually going to pull one of these strands off if I can. If it'll let me pull some of it off. No plan yet. It'll be... Wow, that's awesome! You're too kind, Wendy. You don't have to do that, sweetie. It's just, see how, I don't know, because this is, I found these which are stainless steel, but it's not long enough. This adapter that came with the glue is so long, it doesn't go all the way down. So now I gotta pull it apart and try to unclog it if I can. Alright. So, giving her a little earthiness, we're going to add the little twine here. Guys, if you missed watching Miss Liz, who was on before me, and watching her make the cute little fairy, you gotta go back and check her out, because that was so cute. But also remember that all day today, like, I'm literally just number 2, we have awesome creators that are going to be coming on and doing their version of, you know, a fairy craft with some form of string, twine, something of another in that. So I'm going to do this for all of my pockets, okay? That way they all have that, like, look to them. So, yeah, I know. I'm so excited to see what everybody does. Like, Miss Liz already has me thinking of stuff I want to do. So, like, I felt so happy earlier. I was telling my husband that I got invited to be in a raid train, and I was like, I don't know what I would do, and he was like, what do you mean? And I told him what it was. He's like, oh my gosh. He's like, I know you'll you'll definitely create something for that. And I'm like, you think so? He's like, I know you will, because you're very creative. And I was like, aw, thank you. That made me feel so so cute. I was like, aw, thank you. I was like, you believe in me, so yes, I guess I'm going to do that. So I'm going to try that. So we shall see how that goes. Okay, we're going to do the same with this fairy over here. And like I said, I'm going to do the same thing throughout. And then this is really cool because you get to fill this with whatever you want to fill these pockets with. So if you have little like ephemera, you can fill it in, you know, anything of that nature. And like I said, I wanted spring colors. I wanted to bring the spring in to my craft room, get all those bright colors in, which is kind of odd for me. I was very tempted to do a dark fairy, but I need some bright colors. I just needed some bright colors. I guess this is me really wanting the spring to come in. So, yes, you were very creative, dear. That was amazing. I was like, ooh, I like that. I like that idea. It was so cute. It was very, very cute. Oh, don't worry, Miss Michelle. Look, it's been acting wonky, so you're fine. it's been doing all kinds of stuff to people today. I think they're just getting some new update going, because you know every time they do that. So I'm lifting this up so that I can see where the pocket part is, because that way I can trim this. I said I'm not perfect, but I do like, and y'all, if y'all know me, you know I don't measure anything, so I am literally I eyeball stuff. That's literally me. I eyeball pretty much all my projects. I try to do the measurement stuff. It's, I don't know, just not. Don't get me wrong, I love my measurements, I love my math, but yeah, no, not this time. And see, that one is actually a little bit off, but it'll be alright. Ah, that too. That's also very smart. Thank you, dear. I will do that one for the next one, because that was very smart to put it inside of the pocket. See, y'all so smart. Y'all such smart ladies, such smart cookies. See what I mean? Y'all so smart. So smart. Because I actually will have to come up with that. Oh, thank you. Have a great day, my friend. Be safe, please. And we will see you later. Hopefully we'll get to see Miss Glenna later. As long as she makes it home safe and sound. That's what matters. Alright, at the end of the day, that's all that matters, is that our friends be safe. Okay, same thing. We're going to put some string on this side. And that'll help with some of the imperfect cut that I had. But I'm definitely going to do that for the next one. I'm going to put it on the inside and mark it. Like I said, y'all so smart. And all I did was take my regular twine and I pulled it apart, because you know it's like it's like 3 or 4 strands that are tied together. And that way I would have thin enough that I could put inside of this little journal, or this little pocket journal, so that it doesn't become so bulky that you won't be able to use it. Okay, so we are going to do what our lovely friends told us, and we're going to actually slide this on the inside. Yeah, we do. This is true. We do. And then we also learn by watching others. That's why I always say I'm always so inspired by everybody, because the amount of things that I have learned from all of you wonderful creators. That's why many times I will do stuff, you know, I know that there's the whole, oh, you need to practice beforehand. There's some things that I won't practice, and I'll just come on and craft with y'all. And if I goof, well, guess what? We both learned what not to do. Right? And I think that's the best part of it, is just coming together and showing that, hey, you know, we all make mistakes. Cut inside edge first. Yeah, so I did cut that in, and we did that. So I think I'm going to trim this down just a little, and then we'll trim it down and see how that goes. I do all the time. All the time. Now I even though I marked it here, I'm gonna go a little bit on the inside of it. And then, and not only do I learn from others, but I'm inspired by others. Because when y'all come on here and start creating and doing all these beautiful things, then I want to, you know, try it or put my twist on it. You know? Even if you create something that maybe is not technically my style, doesn't mean that I cannot turn it into my style, right? Cut the edges first. Well, I figured that even if I trimmed it, it would still fit good. See? And I still have my space for my twine right there. Because I don't want, even when I put it in, I wasn't gonna, it doesn't sit all the way flush to the back, because it's not the exact measurement. Biggest thing was to give me where I need to trim. So, thank you for having me, my friend. I appreciate you. Hopefully you guys like this little idea. Like I said, I don't remember where I got the printables from, because I've had them in my printable file for like ever. But you could do this with anything. So they came four to a page, and these envelopes are, they are a 5 by 4, which I guess is why the 4 to a page works. But please stay on, my friends. Let's go watch Marsha. I am excited to see what she's going to create for our fairy goodness today. And thank you so much for being here, for hanging out with me. I love y'all so very much. And if I don't see you before, I hope you guys have a blessed New Year's, my friend, okay? Thank you so much. I appreciate it, my friend. So, yep, this is just our little journal. Like I said, I'll finish it up. And thank you so very much for joining me to make this cute little fairy flip journal. I appreciate you. Love you guys. Let's go see Marsha, okay?